to the Art of a Podcast. We are Callie Neal
and Payne Carlson, and today we are tackling a sore subject that needs to be addressed.
Be warned that there will be bias and opinions in this, and if you don't agree, we ask you to either refrain from listening to us or just turn off our podcast.
Today we are talking about LGBTQ plus marriage and child marriage.
So the first topic that we're going to be covering today is underage and forced marriage. So people who marry when they're kids, they are more likely to, turn out horribly. They are more likely to have, diseases, and some kids are likely to die when giving birth because kids are not meant for this. And here's the saddest part. 2/3 of the world's countries allow this. And it used to be in the Americas where this was allowed too. So another sad part about this is that there are laws in these countries preventing this from happening. In some of these countries, they are very famous because of them ignoring the child marriage laws, like India, Brazil, Bangladesh, countries like that. And another sad thing about this is that it's completely sexist. Most of the time it just happens to girls, not boys. And also, most of the time, young girls marry adult men, which I personally don't get. Do you get it?
Not at all. It is, really bad.
I mean, the age difference, people. The age difference. Okay, so a previous law in New York City that was actually just overruled earlier this decade, I'm pretty sure, allowed children to marry as young as 14 with the judge's approval, but 16 with parents' approval. So basically, if your parents were like, no, I hate this person, you will not marry, you could marry at 14. So does that make any sense to you?
Not really. I don't get how that would really work.
Yeah, it does not make sense.
So, basically, I think what they're saying is that, if you're 14 and you want to marry, you have to get a judge's approval. But as soon as you're 16, the only thing you have to get approval of is your parents.
Oh, I get it. And so another sad thing is that there are still half of the states in the U.S. still allow kids to get married when they're kids.
Not Colorado, though.
Not us, which is awesome. So, yeah.
We are working to help We're working to help stop child marriage and make it illegal.
Some other countries are developing national action plans to end child marriage. And it's in partnership with the civil society, UN agencies, and, basically kids themselves, which is pretty great. Don't you agree?
Mm-hmm.
So there are stuff that you can do to stop it, like donating to certain websites like Girls Not Brides and a few others that help prevent child marriage and stop it. But on your own, I'm sorry, but there's not a lot that we can do about this, but we can raise awareness and
tell you to donate, because that's what we're doing.
Yeah, just try and raise awareness to the most powerful person you know.
Yeah, we will go over the other ones, the other organizations that we know of that is helping. So now we're going to talk about LGBTQ plus laws and illegal marriage. In the U.S., you have to be to legally marry, you have to be over 18.
Well, in some places.
Yeah, in some places.
But that is another section.
Yeah, that is another section. And in most places, LGBTQ plus marriage is legal. 30 countries have legalized same-sex marriage, and the rest have not. So that's 20 states who have not.
If you didn't know, LGBTQ is same-sex marriage.
Well, it stands for lesbian, gay, bisexual, trans, and queer.
Yeah.
But plus has like all the other stuff, so it includes everybody. Based on a poll done in 2019, 61% of Americans accept same-sex marriage, while the other 31 oppose, and the remaining 8% do not have an opinion on it.
Versus how many years ago?
2018 there was a I don't know how to explain it, experiment almost done by the Pew Research Center that started in 2001 and ended in 2019, and the amount of people who favored same-sex marriage, saying that they think it should be legal, in 2001 was 35%.
And 57 opposed it.
Yeah, in 2001. And in 2019, 61% favor it and 31% oppose it.
And the remaining 8 really don't care.
Yeah, they don't really have an opinion on it. Again, over 24 countries have legalized same-sex marriage, most of these being in Europe and South America. The legalization process has started in 1996. It is still going on today in some countries.
So 14 out of the 50 states have not legalized same-sex marriage, and for you math geeks out there, that's 20%.
28%.
28. I said that.
It's okay. So there are a lot of
Human rights.
That have been violated
with
and not
both
accepted.
of these.
Yeah, with both of these.
Like human right number 1, 3, 6, 7, 8, 12, 16, the big one, 17, 18, 28, and 30.
Most of these being they have a right to free speech and to get help from the government if they need it. And 16, the big one, means they have the right
to marry whomever they want and whenever they want.
Which mainly goes for the LGBTQ+, but
it also goes for child marriage for the whenever they want.
Yeah, exactly. But they can't marry children because that is bad. Even the animals agree, and that includes Callie's dog Molly, Peyton's dog Moxley, and Peyton's 2 guinea pigs, Potato and S'more.
So, a few organizations that are helping the LGBTQ plus marriage law is the Audre Lorde Project, the Non-Confirming People of Color, and then Women's World Wide Web, which helps also with child marriage, along with the website Girls Not Brides. Don't you agree, Peyton?
Yep, and I'm sorry, that's I don't know how to pronounce that. Lorde Project, it helps make everybody in New York, yeah, something like that. Lorde Project helps everybody make in New York LGBTQ plus and people of color equal. And Girls Not Brides basically works to help stop child marriage, and Women's World Wide Web helps with both of those.
Yeah.
Helps with child marriage and LGBTQ plus rights.
Yeah, and even though it might not sound like it, but Girls Not Brides also helps with boys being married.
Yes.
Even though it doesn't sound like it at all.
Yeah. So basically our plan of action is to be
work with these organizations and
Yes.
help support their cause by with donations and charity events, hopefully.
Yes, because these are 2 subjects that need to be addressed and need to be worked on.
Oh, also, the American Red Cross helps with both child marriage and LGBTQ. I know this from personal experience. Don't ask. So, thank you for listening to our podcast.
We hope you enjoyed.
And help with this stuff by going to these websites that we just talked about and donating.
Yes. And
Now, say goodbye to Molly, Moxley, and
the guinea pigs.